Today is the 19th of August 1991, and we're going to go outside now and look at the results of Hurricane Bob here. We survived another one, so let's go check it out. The cat made it. Get the focus set here ahead of that close up here. It's approximately 5 p.m. right now. We've still got an awful lot of wind out here. It appears that the screen house still has its roof. I got hit on the camper up here, but it must have been one of these branches here. Probably from this tree right here. Game of horseshoes, anyone? Stakes are still here. Check out the brook. Well, there's something up there. I don't know what the condition of the inside of the shed is. I better go in and look. Well, we got the generator going. We're getting ready to hook that up into the house now. Okay, we're going in the house. Here is some animation that I've done with my Super 8 movie camera back around 1972-73.
Very often that I'm on the opposite end of a camera such as this, but Bill just got this brand new camera and wanted to see how it worked out, and he's been so damn busy wiping the fingerprints off it that he asked me to get involved in here so I could try out the sound and the film and so forth. So I agreed to do it for him. Now, like I say, I don't normally get on this end, I'm on the other end. My makeup man didn't show up, a mess. I probably need a shave and so forth. I just hope the candles that are on the table don't take your attention away from me as they should. Okay? All I can say is that the two fellows that were on this program just before me are a couple of camera hogs. There's no doubt about that in my mind. A couple of camera hogs. I'm not a camera hog, not me, not by any means, no. No, I just like to, I like to get involved, like to see what the rest of the world looks like. And the only way to see what the rest of the world looks like is to look in the mirror. And that's what I think I'm doing. I'll be looking in the mirror. So is that thing still going? My goodness, I thought that 10 feet would be up by now.
You're just about out just now, just about coming out.
All I can say is that if there's anything I respect is professional jealousy. What you've just seen there is a picture of the brand new firehouse that's being built in New London. It will be named the Thomas Griffin Firehouse, and the dedication ceremony will be on June the 15th. This is more of a test to see how that new film comes out compared with the other film. They had a little trouble with the speed, it seemed. So we're taking the movie outside and we're trying some experiments with the thing to see how the playback is going to sound. So we thought we might come out and get a shot of the old firehouse just so it wouldn't be wasting film, so to speak. We have just come from outside running an experiment, and now we're on the inside. And Bill seems to think that I can sit here and rattle on about things in general to use up that tape time. But I'm very much afraid that that's almost an impossibility. However, we will try. It was very rewarding for me to note in the paper the other night that they had written in there that I had won the Achievement Award for the Square Riggers CB Club for 1975 and 76. And I think I'd have to tell you that I'd be less than honest if I didn't think that my chest puffed out just a little bit about that. Square Riggers and the CB Club, I think is one of the finest clubs for citizen band radio around in our area. I think perhaps more people should become involved in it because we can be available for any municipal activities. Oh, we've been on bicyclones, we've been on cleanup areas, things of that nature. Also, if there's anyone should get lost, emergency channels or what have you, the CB Citizen Band Radio is right there to come to your rescue. It's a fine club. I think perhaps now that we're working together as a group, that we will accomplish the reward that we set out to do. I'm reminded also that next September will be our first Camporee Jamboree. It'll be in the Ross Hill Campgrounds in Lisbon, Connecticut. And I think perhaps if you have no plans, then we should think about getting out to that area come next September. We look forward to seeing you there at that time.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this Oak House. O-A-K. Hello!
Hello, Mr. B. How you doing?
Okay, we got you.
This is the quality construction here at work. I'm doing some cleanup here, getting ready for the pour for Friday, hopefully.
Okay, well let's see what you've been doing here.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got these walls we're putting in here. Now, if you bring your video over here, this here is a long line here, a wall with the form ties in. I put these cement block in here because I had a 16 wide footing there, 16 inches long. So I put them on edge, then I carry this wall on top here. So the wall form and the form for the footing is a monolithic pour, poured in one. Over here we have keyways for this wall is going to take and continue here. And we're putting a steel dowel in here in the concrete to carry the wall here. And we got a keyway here to lock it in so it's joined like tongue and groove. And we have a core box over there in the back.
Down here?
Yeah, what we got going in here is an airflow so that the wood deck that's going on top of this wall here does not deteriorate. This is a hole in this concrete wall and the pour sets up. When I put these walls in here, then we got another air hole so there's an elbow there. We get concrete steps here coming down. These concrete steps come down till they reach an elevation below that cellar window. Then the paste stone continues there. This is all backfilled here at a later date. Now the work was all in that north wall over there. I had to put big massive stones in there to set a bed to lay the base on. Here's a bunch of these drain pipes in there, weepers they call them. That's to drain the water out of the soil, and the water goes through the wall that way. It doesn't push the wall off the ledge. Got the same thing going on the other end. The other end is left open to drive the concrete trucks in here. Now we'll go in the back and photograph this over here.
Now, what do we got over here now?
You got another airflow core box in there so that you got a hole coming through that wall.
Oh, okay, down in here, yeah?
Yeah, so the air flows through that hole and you have air underneath that wood deck that's going between the wall and the house.
Okay, that's that wooden thing down in there.
That's a core box.
Okay.
This is a projection here. This is called a corbel. Now that panel gets stripped, you wind up with a little ledge there. Your wood goes on there and your header set to carry your deck. So that has to be reinforced so it doesn't fall off the wall.
Okay, so this is going to be a wooden deck on top of here, right?
It's going to be a wooden deck the whole length of the house. A 6-inch wide wooden deck the whole length of the house.
Okay.
Now you got the same thing over here on this wall. You're going to fill this in with a wall later on.
Yep.
And the wall will continue on this side. And we've got these steel bars going through those holes again. That's to dowel the wall and the keyway so they won't bypass one another. Now this is what we call strong backs here. These are called strong backs, and we're anchored into a ledge with that angle into a quick bolt so that the forms cannot shift. That lower piece keeps the bottom from walking and the top one keeps the top from moving. So these forms are all anchored solid. If they're not, when you vibrate the concrete, they'll walk sideways. These little pieces of 2x4s on top are additional reinforced. That wall won't move a 32nd of an inch when it's hit with the vibrator. Now this all had to be bolted back in the ledge again here because I had no way to anchor it.
How many years have you been working on this house now?
Well, I started the foundation in '85. I've done every bit of the work myself. Put the blocks in for the foundation, chimneys and all. Framed the whole house, sheeted it, made all the trusses, shingled the roof. And I was fortunate to get 8 of you fine men up here in one day to lay them trusses up there, deck and all. Bundles of roof shingles in 6 hours. We did a fabulous job that day.
We remember that.
These steps here are terrace steps. They're 15 inches wide. They rise 3.5 inches a step on the rise. This gives me a cavity underneath the steps for flammable storage, storing oblong projects, and put ladders and stuff in there. So I availed myself of the storage space also. Now the porch is 9 feet off the ground. The landing is 4'6". Photograph this one here.
Yeah, we got you.
This set of steps here has less run and more rise because of this column here. I had to come in. If I'd have continued to that column there, they'd have been bumping that all the time. But the rise is 4 3/4 here versus 3.5. So it's not that much more, and it gives you a clear landing here.
Okay, we've got steel columns, right?
We've got steel columns, and they're full of scrap iron, number 11 bar and metal that were left over from the lintels when I narrowed them down. We have 5 inches of concrete here. 3,500 pound test concrete, 5 inches with 2 layers of 1/2 inch rebar. This porch here has a footing that goes down 42 inches. It has grade beams all the way around and one across the middle. It has to be built this fashion because on account of frost heavel you lose the whole thing. Once the house wears out, we'll have to build a new house around the concrete steps in the porch because they're here forever. I have to put one more coat on there. There's a nylon mesh going on there with a finished coat of stuff that has stone in it. It's going to be a fancy exposed foundation. That old gas regulator, I'm going to throw that away, no longer needed. And I'm going to put red cedar shingles on the house and red cedar shingles all the way around. And then at a later date, we're going to continue a retaining wall here. We're putting a well around those field oil tanks with a roof on it. And then we're going to put a flower garden up there. We're going to have our own rose garden. Nobody ever promised me one, but I'm planting my own. What we have here is a pitched ledge. What's going in there is some more terrace steps with hand railing so that we can get down into this lower elevation off the porch up there, off the patio. Henry suggested that I use that ledge up there, a friend of mine, as is, but he's tied in the bark on a tree. He don't even want to spend my money. Well, if I had my way with this political stuff, these politicians, instead of running for their office, if I had the support of 50,000 people, they'd be running for their lives.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it. Poor policies and practices have brought us to one hell of a mess in America. We're just in danger of imminent collapse. We're going down the tube right behind the Russians.
And with that, we say good day to you.
Good day to you.